Hey there, I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd, and today I want to talk to you about saving tomato seeds. The process of saving tomato seeds, it can sound a little scary, maybe a little daunting, because it involves time and fermentation. But I promise you, once you do this once, you'll be over your fears and you'll be saving all kinds of tomato seeds for the rest of your gardening days. So what you need for this process is your favorite tomato that you want to save seeds from. We're going to be using this Russian Queen tomato today. A jar with a lid. You're going to need a spoon to scoop out the seeds with. About a quarter to a half cup of fresh water, a sieve, and some paper towels. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is cut open your tomatoes. And I may have forgotten to mention that you need a cutting board and a knife for that, or you can just rip them open with your beautiful bare hands. Totally up to you. Next, you're going to take a tomato and probably should clean it, but what you're going to do is actually use the tomato after you take the seeds out of it. So wash it and prepare it for use if you're going to slice it and put it on a sandwich. Then you're going to cut it in half. And you'll see that there are seeds in the membrane all along the middle edge of the tomato. We're going to scoop these out now into the jar. To scoop this out, you're really just dragging the spoon along that edge and pulling the pulp out, just scooping it out like that. The rest of the tomato you get to use however you want. I see some seeds are sort of buried back there. And then you are left with this hollowed out tomato that you can still use in cooking, or slice and put on a sandwich. So we're scooping, scooping, scooping. Voila! Now that you have your pulp in a jar, it's time to begin the process of fermentation. For that, you're taking your cup of water, half cup, quarter cup of water, and pouring it in. Put on the lid and shake it up. When you screw the lid on, don't screw it on too tightly. You want to leave a little air in there. So tighten it and then back it off and leave this on the counter for about 3 days, 3 to 5 days. And what you're waiting for is for it to get funky. And what I mean by funky is this. You're going to see perhaps mold forming on the top, the surface layer kind of fuzzy, or this brown mold, this green mold in here, and it may stink a little bit, and that's okay. But what you'll also see is that the seeds have settled to the bottom of the jar and all of the membrane that exists around it has disintegrated. That's what we're going for. You can see here that these seeds have the membrane. These are the new seeds we just started soaking, and there's a lot of stuff around the seeds. But over here, the seeds are settled to the bottom and they are completely clear of the membrane. They're completely free. And that moldy stuff on top, I'm going to tell you what to do about that next. When your seeds are nice and fermented and that membrane is dissolved from around the seeds, now it's time to pour it off. Now I'm using a bowl, but you can do this over the sink. Basically, all your seeds are settled to the bottom, so it's pretty easy to pour off the liquid on the top. Just pour it off. All that gunk will come out and your seeds will stay in the jar. And then you can dispose of this stinky water. Blech. Next, you're going to add more water to this jar, put the lid on, shake it around, and you're going to rinse it. Do that same thing of pouring off the water until the smell is gone and the tomato seeds look pretty clean. Wait for the seeds to settle. There we go. And then just pour off the water until it's clean. Any seeds that aren't viable will float out with the water. What you want are seeds that are viable, and those will always sink to the bottom. And what you have left are really clean seeds in the jar. So pour more water. I'm going to pour directly into this sieve, and all the tomato seeds come out of the jar. Next, take your paper towel and bang them out. You can spread the seeds out a little bit, or not. You can do that after it dries a little. And you're gonna set this somewhere safe, dry, and out of direct sunlight to finish drying. Then when you're done, peel them off the paper towel and store them. When saving tomato seeds, it's always a good idea to take seeds from more than just one tomato, like I demonstrated here. That improves your seed diversity and your odds of having a stronger, healthier tomato. Of course, when choosing what tomatoes to save seeds from, make sure they are the biggest, juiciest, tastiest of the variety that you've chosen to save seeds from, because those traits will carry on in the next generation. Also, make sure that you're saving seeds from open pollinated or heirloom varieties rather than hybrids, because hybrids will rogue out and they may not breed true to type. So, I hope you like this video, and I hope you try saving tomato seeds yourself. If you like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when our next video comes online. Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff that we do here at Gardenerd. And of course, you'll find this lesson and more in my books, Gardening for Geeks, Grow Your Own Mini Fruit Garden, and then take a little break and read my novel, Garden Variety. Happy gardening!